Ragz2Riches, clothing, designs, everything that you need all in one pop-up shop. And with me is...
I'm Hazel. I'm the owner of Glow by Hazel in Oxford. I am a Wellbeing beauty therapist. Everything that I do is to make you look beautiful, but also to care for your soul and your well-being.
And today's topic is going to be a combination of many. But we're going to kick off with business, because we're both in business.
Yeah.
And I think that as we are in business, we need to perhaps shed light on some of the intricacies of business. Not that it's always bad or it's always difficult, but some people just don't get it.
No, they don't. And it's also important that when you are running a business, that you are running it being yourself.
Yes.
You know, and doing things that you are passionate about.
Yes.
That makes you more successful, I believe.
Yes, absolutely. I think, you know what, because I've had multiple businesses and...
Sure.
No. Well, I'm not sure. But I've had multiple businesses, but what I've realised is that to detach feelings from it.
Yeah, you do.
So I think this is where we might separate in respect to being yourself. Because some of the businesses that I've had have not generally been about what I feel, know, or have a desire towards. It is for me always about money.
Yeah, for me it's different.
Okay.
For me it's different. So we've got two ends of the spectrum.
Okay. Well,
that still make money.
That sounds like a conversation. Well, let's ladies first, perhaps.
Well, I've just started my business. I'm only 2 weeks in, but I've been a therapist for about 20 years now.
Okay.
I lost my job last year through COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I just went for it, and I've been open 2 weeks. I've been doing well, but for me, I've gone down what I'm good at, and what I'm good at is 100% the beauty route. But skincare, looking after your body, your health, your well-being, everything that I do. If you come for a treatment with me, you don't just come for a facial, you get a bespoke treatment that deals with any underlying issues that you may have with, just if you know how you feel.
Right. Okay.
You know, so coming to
male and female, sorry.
Yeah, do male and females,
Okay,
but it's you have to have a full consultation before you come.
Oh, really?
So I know exactly what I can do to treat you without you even knowing that I'm doing it.
Okay. And is it like typically, some people are funny in it. So is it typically like your products that you use are organic?
Okay, so everything that I use, I use dermatological products for my facials.
Mm-hmm.
And I use French products for my French facials, but I'm an aromatherapist.
Oh,
okay, so what I do is it smells. Yeah, and you know what they do?
Yes,
they ignite things, they bring things back, but they help. You know, aromatherapy is very underrated. You know, so everything that I do, I incorporate my love of the oils into every single treatment.
So you're sold out for beauty, it sounds like.
Yeah.
You're sold out for beauty.
Yeah, masseuse.
Masseuse.
Massages and stuff, and yeah.
Well, you know what, and I just want to clarify, because a lot of gentlemen get into, I'm going to have a massage whilst they're in a relationship or whatever it may be, and it's the massage is with a happy ending. So facials...
It does not happen with a happy ending.
Yes.
Let me make that very clear. This is my profession. This is my job. I am not a prostitute.
There you go.
Yeah,
so facials, gentlemen,
it's a
don't mean facials. You know what I mean.
Yeah, and anything that you try to do otherwise, 999, darling.
Or me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or you.
Yeah. Whichever is quickest.
Reckon you.
All right. Right. Okay. So with myself, typically in a men's grooming kind of
in the setting that we are now.
Yes. This is my barbershop. One of my barbershops in Hatfield, and I've also got a main barbershop in New Barnet. We do lady services, hair extensions, wigs, etc. We sell products as well. We have a music studio downstairs, so anybody that wants to make that type of vibe, just let us know. You can book in a session. And you can also get us on our website, www.bossbynature.life. Instagram the same, bossbynature.life. And booking your haircut. So you ain't got to wait that queue or anything other than that. So I understand what making people look good.
Yeah. And how it makes them feel. The importance of it. It's just a little tiny thing. Like people think like the amount of people rushing to get their hair done or get their nails done or their feet done or their tan done. You know, it's something that people say is superficial, but it's not. As a massive
influence on how you feel
and how you cross.
Absolutely.
And that spring in your step. You know, you get an extra spring in your step. I mean, I seen you when you shaved.
Oh, you?
When you were doing the, you know,
yeah, I saw you licking your lips. I saw you licking your lips whilst I was coming.
But yeah, the spring in step when you finished.
Yes.
You sprung out the roof.
There you go. It does. It
does. The same way when I put my lip gloss on.
Ah, and look, the efforts are well deserved.
Exactly.
The efforts are well, and it's the truth. Like every time you have a client that leaves the chair or the bed or whatever it may be, how they check themselves.
Yeah. And how they feel.
That's it. Because in life, what we do, whether we like it or not, we make decisions and based on, and some of these decisions are on how we feel.
Yeah. I make the body feel good. So a lot of the treatments that I do, they make your body feel good, you know. So I can also make your nails look pretty, but I'll give you a full massage if you're having a manicure, a full massage if you're having a pedicure.
Right.
You know, you're having a facial, you get a full massage when you're having your facial.
Wow.
You know, so it really gets rid of all those toxins out of the skin.
Wow.
But also has many benefits on how you feel.
Well, you know what?
It's the feeling of tranquility.
Wow.
Releases.
Well, you know what? It sounds so tempting. I'm going to have to book a session with you. Absolutely. What was your Instagram?
It's at Glow by Hazel.
At Glows by Hazel. Remember that, guys. At Glows by Hazel. At Glows by Hazel. You got it.
It's my new business. Give me a follow. I've got a competition going on, a giveaway at the moment. So once I've not even got that many followers. So once I reach only 200 followers for this giveaway, and then you get a full bespoke treatment.
Imagine tailor-made
to you.
Oh, I'm involved. I am involved. Absolutely. How can I not be? How can I not be? And she even does feet. Feet. Now, look, I might do a before and after, but
no, we will
I think the whole web will go down if I show you the before. It's crazy down there. It's crazy.
Are they crazy?
Yeah, they are
crazy feet.
They are crazy feet
not
down there. No, not yet. I don't know what crowfoot is, but it's horrendous. Yeah, it's horrendous. So when I'm in action in the upstairs bedroom department, it's socks on. Basically, socks on or it's a no. Yeah. So if you require any type of business support, you can contact me as well. You can get me on my website. You can get me on my our business line. That's 074955440.
The support is fantastic. Yeah, I've only just met you today, and he's given me some really, really, really good ideas to keep me safe as a woman.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I've been in business for quite a while, and I've had to suffer these kind of issues. Scammers, people offering services that you perhaps don't need and charging you when you could probably do it by yourself.
Yeah.
And for me, there's nothing that gives me more pleasure than empowering individuals that are either in a position that I'm in or want to be in a position that I'm in. We share information.
Yeah.
Look out for this type of move or whatever it may be, and create a scenario that works for you. You working by yourself, you obviously realize the dangers.
Yeah, there is dangers, especially for a woman. But you to tell them what you said to me earlier.
Well, I realized there wasn't a booking system, and I said that on one platform we could share. This way we capture data. This way we capture
exactly who the client is.
Yes, exactly. And for me, it's I work partly for from home as well,
Mm.
I get to look at their Instagram, their
Mm.
Facebook. Are they,
But not
legit
just that,
enough?
we get their information, as in you have to pay
Yes.
the booking fee, so you're getting all of their.
Yeah. So before you've done anything.
Yeah, so you
got
already
your
know
money.
who they are.
Yeah, you've got your money.
But you know who they are,
and
if
you know they
anything
are.
was to happen.
Yes, exactly.
So
So don't try it.
don't try it.
Don't try it.
If you want to buy it, don't try it.
Don't try it. Or you get me on the pole in your session. Yeah. All right. So you say you've been doing it for 2 weeks. How have you found it?
It's been good.
Really?
It's been good. I mean, I was a bit nervous at first, even though I've done it for like so long. But because I've dipped in and out throughout my life, I worked for Clinique when I first qualified,
Right.
just doing makeup and treatments and stuff. And I couldn't believe I'd never done a full face of makeup for anyone until I started working for Clinique. And when I started working there, like, we used to just have a laugh as girls, and we would, we would do these challenges where we'd say, like, let's try and mess someone's makeup up.
Oh.
But you can't. If you're good, you can't. You can put any colour together and it goes.
Oh.
So it never happens. So even if you tried to do it, the client would love it. And that's when I realised I'm really good at this.
Oh, you're so good.
Yeah.
When you try and be bad, you're still good.
Trying to be bad is still good, But things happened in my life and I dipped in and out in different things. I've run pubs.
Okay.
I've worked in FX.
Okay.
I lost my job last year. But yeah, I've gone back to where I am. And my friends, when you just need to just solidly focus. I think that's what's good about you. You've solidly focused and you've gone to branch out to do different things. You're going to be a millionaire soon, because they say you need 7 sources of income and then you become a millionaire.
Oh, wow. You hear that, guys? You'll have a millionaire cutting your hair soon. A millionaire cutting your hair soon.
No, but you've got to have a lot of different things going on, like
do.
selling your products and stuff. Like I make my own products, but where I am at the moment, I'm not at the point where I'm making them and sitting with bottles on the table.
Right.
I am all about hand blending
my
products to suit my client.
Right.
Okay, so if you come for a treatment, hand blend stuff, like, you've got a beautiful beard.
Really?
Beautiful beard, and I can hand blend something for that beard and that lip.
Oh, and the lips as well. We'll be twinning very soon.
But this is what I'm saying, I've got everything there, so I can really bespoke you from head to toe according to what you need.
Well, until you see my toes, mate, let's work with head to ankle.
Feet.
Yeah, let's work with head to ankle.
Head to ankle.
Yeah.
Cut off the toes.
Yeah, cut off the toes, man. That's for now. But you know what? I can appreciate everything that you're saying. When I first endeavoured in business, it was a lot of learning curves, a lot of speaking to people who are and were disingenuous as well as genuine. You've got to always ask the question, in whose interest.
And ask for the business.
Yes.
You have to ask for business.
Yes.
I learned that in FX.
Yes. The confidence to approach a client is, it sounds very easy, but it is a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
Because we're not selling plum tomatoes or baked beans.
No, we're not. We're selling a service.
Whether it's from your corner shop where you buy your plum tomatoes or baked beans, or the big Tesco's, you know that that Heinz or whatever it may be is that standard. Yeah. You might pay a little bit more at the corner shop, but you've got convenience.
Yeah.
However, we are in an industry where we satisfy an individual or group.
But you've got to know your worth.
Yes.
As well.
Absolutely.
You've got to know your worth. Because when I was trying to price up my business, I was looking at other people, and I thought, I'm not gonna do a facial, an express facial for this price.
Right.
Because I've been in this industry for over 20 years, and the facials that I give are going to be 100% better than that one. So you have to not even look, in a sense, as to what other people are doing. You've got to do what you want to do and set your own standards.
You're right. So you're actually competing with yourself. You compete with yourself, and it's the same for me. For a number of years, haircuts have been, ask anyone, it's been the same price from my age as a young man onwards, till probably about the last 2 or 3 years. I've said to myself that that's not the typical barber.
I'm not a typical barber.
I'm not. Thank you.
Definitely.
But I try to amalgamate all of the customer service aspects. What a client would need when they come out. I've been cutting since I was 14 years old, and I've had experiences in a myriad of barbershops, not just as a worker, because I have worked, but also as a
customer.
as a customer.
Yeah.
So in my shop, I've got.
Okay, so let me ask you, as a customer, as you go what is the worst experience you've had?
Actually, it was actually of recent. I went in. This gentleman must have just finished his lunch break.
Smelly breath.
No, I wish it was that. I wish it was that. Unfortunately, because I've got no hair, it was my beard that he was doing. And he just finished his lunch break. African man. I'm African, so I don't have any issues.
No racism going on.
No, I don't have any issues with Africans at all. We got to my people. Fully 100% Ghanaian.
I'm 100% Scottish.
There you go. But this guy must have ate with his hand, because I could smell every ingredient that was on his fingertips. Didn't wear no gloves or anything.
Did you try him?
Oh, he had at least 2 teaspoons of pepper, 1 pinch of salt.
No.
Oh, I and it was our traditional food. He came from he was Ghanaian, so I knew exactly what he had eaten. Dried fish with the sardines on the side. You don't know what I'm talking about. The pepper in the blender.
You could have given the whole menu from the man's fingers.
Exactly. I could have given it. And he was shaping up my beard and everything. He did a good job. I won't lie.
It stunk.
It stunk.
It would put you off going back again.
It'll put me off the meal.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, definitely put me off the meal. You understand? So that was my worst experience as well. Because typically, the thing is that I always try and support businesses that are trying as well.
But it helps you to learn, because you've experienced that, that how important it is that your client would not experience anything like that.
Exactly. So,
and that your staff know the rules.
That's right. So we have gloves.
Yeah.
That we work with, masks. Also, the neck tape.
What's neck tape?
So a lot of people don't actually know why we put either tissue. Some barbers, budget barbers.
Oh yeah, around the client. I thought you were on about you.
Yeah. So neck tape.
Why are you taping?
Yeah, neck tape basically prevents the hairs in the cape from touching the neck.
So I wrap a towel, and then I put tissue over.
Yes.
I practice something called amatanashi when I do my treatment.
Oh, that's a new word.
Japanese.
Okay.
Yeah,
and that's not with a happy ending either?
No, it's not with a happy ending.
Okay.
Definitely not.
I need to Google that. What happened? Hit the spelling, please. Yeah.
I work for a company called Shiseido.
Okay.
And I managed their beauty rooms over in Milton Keynes.
Okay.
I was a manager there, head therapist there, and I loved it. They sent me on this training course in London, and it was amazing.
Really?
And they, it's not about just doing the treatment. It's about making sure that everything that you do while you're doing the treatment is showing the client respect.
Right.
Okay, so your things like making sure your breath is fresh, and your hands, obviously your hands are clean, but even like when you're doing the facial, like say for example, so I've cleansed your face, and with the cotton pads, instead of just dashing them down like some people do, or just putting them down on the side, they're placed underneath the tissue and then it's covered up.
Right. Okay.
It's everything's just done so kind of. It's just
and then, I think I've been practicing amatanashi.
Yeah, you're an
amatanashi.
amatanashi.
Yeah. I am a real amatanashi. I do
it.
Yeah, I have disposable the blades. They go into a safe.
But you're showing your clients respect.
Absolutely, and that is the premise. So let me ask. You sound busy now. How do you combine? And this is probably an issue that we both suffer. Okay. How do you combine a work-life balance? How do you ensure that not just I believe we're both of the age of children, but I've got a baby face with hair in it. Don't let this thing take for
I just got
that's it. But you combine the aspect of managing a home and on top of that having a relationship?
I don't have a relationship.
Oh, so
I'm
something
single.
something suffers? Is it because of the...
I think that I've had bad relationships.
Okay.
I'll be honest, I have had some bad ones.
What is, everything is down to subjectiveness. What is bad in your view, Hazel? What is bad?
You don't want to know.
Oh, we do. Don't we want to know? We do. Yes, we do.
I've had some really bad relationships.
All right. So
You know-
really, just an expression, but just give me an example. Because I have as well. I've had some really bad relationships. So give me a synopsis, and we can take it from there.
When you're getting to know someone, and I would class myself as I'm an intelligent woman, well spoken,
Yes.
educated,
I
gullible as you can possibly imagine.
Really?
I can be very gullible.
Okay.
And unfortunately, that has got me falling in love with the wrong man.
Okay.
Okay, so I kind of believe.
What's wrong? What does wrong mean?
Believes. No, you've got me.
Right.
I'm gonna go. So we'll go off the last relationship.
Okay.
Let's go base it off the last one.
Mm-hmm.
There were certain things that if I'd have known before, I wouldn't have ended up with him.
Right.
But I was already fully head over heels in love with him before he told me certain things. I should have asked certain questions before it got to that stage.
So do you know what that poses the question to me that is lying.
But he was lying. Yeah.
Right.
He was lying.
That's what I wanted to know.
Yeah,
is lying the same as not saying?
I think that if you are a grown-ass man and if you are a grown-ass woman and you are two people that are attracted to each other, you should be able to sit down and lay it all down flat. Yeah?
Right.
Strip yourself bare and then you take it from there.
You know what? You're right. And this is the thing. I think men have this attitude of what I like to call it, kill the fly with the hammer.
Is that what they say?
That's what I call it. And the kill the fly with the hammer.
Quite hard to do that.
It is. But if you do it, if you actually kill the fly with the hammer, you know it's dead.
Yeah, it's dead.
Yes, rather than squatting it.
Yeah.
So what men do, this is in my view as a young man, in my heyday before I reached sexual maturity. Because we are typically empirical beings.
Empirical being.
Yes, so from the observation and aesthetics.
Yeah.
We look at a woman and the first thing we go into is our desire, our manly, I need to...
But I think that's important. You have to have desire towards someone to want them to be your partner.
Yes, that is true, but I think sometimes the basis for women mostly is different to the basis for men. For women it moves at certain ages.
Yeah, it does. I was saying this earlier. We evolve every 5 years.
Oh, okay, I didn't even know that.
Every 5, you do too.
I think we evolve from about 35.
Every 5, so from when you're 15 to when you're 20, you're different. From when you're 20 to 25, 25 to 30, 30 to 35, 35 to 40, and now we're hitting 40 to 45. Every 5 years you evolve.
I accept.
So it's in your own way, like mentally, spiritually, sexually, all of those.
I will accept that, but I think for men, it more or less, that evolution doesn't point to sex.
Are you joking?
No, it actually stays stagnant until about 35 onwards.
So, okay.
We don't move. I was still doing the same silly things that I would do, taking trips up to Birmingham or Oxford, if you will, till...
Can I ask you a question, maturity-wise? Are you still... Because I've got a really playful side, but it's always been that.
Mm-hmm.
Since I was a teenager.
Okay.
It's always something that's stuck with me throughout my whole life. Just be immature to a certain, not immature, but I've got an immaturity about me which is playful.
Right.
Is there something about you that you've, throughout from your teenage years to now, that's kind of
I'd say I'm still a big kid in respects. But I would say that I am this way, and this is again an objective question. That I am this way because I believe that I was deprived of many of the things that I saw my peers growing up with. But in respects of maturity or development or evolution, if you will, it's more or less been, sex has always been, do whatever, move heaven and earth.
Sex is something that is a journey.
I think, again...
It is a hell of a journey. And you said with this question earlier on, I'll approach the question.
Okay, yeah.
We're saying about men sleeping with loads of women.
Right, okay.
And they get the
Yeah.
And then, but if women do it, they're considered, like a hoe.
Yeah, you know why? And this is... No, what I would say, men have power who they have relationships with.
Yeah, but we're not talking about relationships.
Yeah. So if it's sex, women have that power. And when women do have that power, imagine, and so I can imagine me as a man, if I was being, every single woman that I walked by the age of, when you start growing your mammary glands, if you will. Yes. Leave them alone. It's right for the conversation. Let's put it that way. But yeah, if I was being harassed by women from the age of 12, if you will, women pinching my ass, trying to grab my dick or whatever it may be, from the age of 12, it would be tiring. And also, I would acknowledge that this opposite sex is so easy to get.
Think about it like this. Okay, so sex is something. You have to learn. It's something. It's something that when you start doing it, it's something you don't really know what you're doing. The first time you do it,
you're right. Because the first time I had sex, I thought the balls had to go in as well. I was trying to look, this. But thankfully within my within the first 60 seconds, the first and last 60 seconds of the first what's it called? She said that it's okay for them to hang out.
They're supposed to.
Okay, they're meant to be out on the outside. All right. Okay. Now I know.
But I think the whole thing with that, it's something that we don't really know. None of us know what we're doing when we start to do it.
Okay.
Okay, and unfortunately, you can go through different people to learn. You're not gonna necessarily be with. If you're lucky enough, you'll lose your virginity to somebody, and that'll be your boyfriend for the next God knows how many years.
Yeah.
Some girls aren't lucky like that.
Right. Okay.
And some boys will be out there just doing what they do.
Yeah.
So I think that men and women they're both just doing the same thing. They're both just trying to find out what is this thing all about.
Okay, so let's
and having an experiment.
Right. So this is where.
But then there comes a point where you know what it's about.
If you will. This is where we dichotomize men from women.
Yeah.
So, if I ask you this question, could you sleep with a man and not know his name?
No.
Right. I can say...
Unless he didn't tell me. I'm joking.
But the reality is that most men can.
What, sleep with a woman without us saying what I know?
Easily.
Really?
Easily. Because that's not what we care about.
And would you use protection?
Yes, of course. And it's very important, guys. But yeah, if you get it, you can take it out. Yeah, quick enough. Yeah, you can get yourself, because somebody's warm enough to accommodate. So the option is vast. Yeah. However, women
are on a tight scale. I'm very healthy.
Yes.
I'm 41.
Yes.
And I'm still holding out hope that maybe I might have a child.
Well, yeah, I can see you are a picture of health, and you absorb all the right ingredients to keep yourself healthy. You want another shot, or you?
Are we gonna have?
Are we?
I love the gap. Do you know I used to have a gap in my teeth, and I've got veneers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I enjoy it. I used to have a complex about it.
No, it's beautiful. Don't ever get a complex.
No.
I really struggled when I got my gap. I had long story why I had to get veneers. But when I did, I was spitting on people when I was trying to talk.
Welcome to my world.
No, but because I was trying to learn how to talk without a gap.
Oh.
Don't ever get rid of your gap.
No, I love it. I love it. And now women compliment it. And so.
I thought you were going to. I don't know what you're doing with that hand.
Keeping it like Street Fighter. You're good, yeah. Yeah.
Never Street Fighter
Yeah.
back in the day.
Back in the day, indeed. So no, like, so basically, what I was playing at is that the time scale.
Yeah.
There is a time scale.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
For women, and men recognize this, and this is where I think.
Do they?
Yeah,
do
we
they
do.
recognise it?
Yeah, we do, and you are in quite a preferable position. So me as a man, I have children. In general, so when I have like conversations or debates, we talk about what is likely to happen. What's likely to happen if you have children with a woman and you separate the women are left with the children. Up until any time that I have my children, I am free to do as I will and want as a single man without
responsibility.
Without the responsibility other than a pecuniary sense or monetary sense to provide for the kids that I have. That, if I was a liar, for example, just say I had, for example, 20 children. Yeah. This scenario. I had 20 children. I met a woman such as yourself. I displayed my Facebook. And the reason why I say the Facebook.
People lie on there. There's no signs of children or family.
No, but the thing is that the reason why I say Facebook is because we all put up our best picture when we're getting in.
I've only just gone back on Facebook. I was off Facebook for years. I only went back on there last year.
Yeah, but
that's where you put all your personal.
Yeah, you put your personal, but you always present yourself in your best image. Yeah, that's what I'm pointing at.
And then your business is more Instagram.
Yeah, isn't it? My business is more Instagram. Yeah. But why I said Facebook is because of the putting yourself up as your best image. So I could meet somebody like you, date you for numerous months, and Shazam, we're in a relationship. You fall pregnant.
I have 21 kids.
And
I've got 21 set.
No, but you fall pregnant. Yeah. You know, some way or after you've fallen pregnant or had the child, I tell you I've got 20 children, but I want to be.
Could you imagine?
Would you leave me?
With my one child, yes. And leave you with your 20. I'd be gone. I'd be like, leave him.
But that's
I'm joking. I'm only joking.
But
no, I wouldn't leave you.
Yeah,
I'd be like, my child.
Your child is special. Yeah.
My child. I know. Deep down, I've got one child in me. If I'm gonna have, I'm 41. Yeah. I'm not under any illusion. Yeah. I've probably got the chance of having one.
Yes.
If I had a man, and he suddenly turned around and said to me, "I've got 20 children," I'd actually go, "Oh my God, thank God."
That's enough.
20 brothers and sisters.
Right. So how about Hayley at 30 years old? Would Hayley leave me?
Hayley would not leave you. Hayley would have another 20.
You see. That's the thing, and that's the reality.
Hayley would be happy. She'd be popping them out. Now she's thinking, he's got 20. I need to. And then she'd be summing up in her head. Okay. So look, how many of you? What's the most children you've got with the one baby mum? Okay. And then Hayley will be like, okay, so I need to have. The Hayleys in the world will be trying to outdo the top mother.
So the top mother is the one who's
got the most kids.
Okay.
So you'll get the Hayley will try to, and she'll be like, if she's 30, she's going to try and pop out as many as she can between 30 and,
But what would the purpose be? Would the purpose be to keep this man who can't?
No, the purpose will be in her head, not to keep her, but also to be the one with the most children by you because you've got 20.
Okay, so it's like a scoring system. Okay. Yeah. So, wait, well, this is an interesting concept because sometimes women in my conversations with men, as I'm a barber, I generally have conversations with women. We typically have the same type of.
You've got something glistening in your eyebrow.
It's probably a reflection of your. Go ahead. Yeah.
And eyelashes look lovely. It's moved actually, but that's alright.
There's a POS version of this conversation. Right. So what I find is that women who have multiple do understand that there's a man with multiple children and is
children are a blessing.
yes.
It doesn't matter if a man's got multiple children. That makes I couldn't care. If I met someone and he had 100 kids,
Really?
it wouldn't matter to me.
I think
It wouldn't matter. It's not
think
about
it
that.
would.
It's about,
At what age would I think if you met somebody? This is what you're saying now.
yeah.
Because you are more or less self-established and doing what you're
Yeah.
doing without any. But I think if this was Haley at 25, it would be a different
Yeah.
narrative.
Hazel.
Hazel, sorry. Hazel.
I thought we were talking.
Hazel.
Don't let them walk around with shit trainers.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, which I would agree because it is important.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think what you're pointing towards is generally accepted by men. However, and I would have to say this was probably absorbed more in the black community. I would have to put this out
No, that's fine.
that the money side of it is as salient as what you have just pointed out. Generally, as long as you are paying your way, time doesn't matter to the mothers.
I would want time. I would want money.
Oh, this is
Mine would be time. I want the money.
this is the thing, but this might be because maybe I'm not sure, but you may come from a generation of wealth.
I come from Glasgow. I come from Blarney in Glasgow, which is the roughest of the rough. You don't even know you're born. Like you live in this lovely house, and we live in Oxford. They don't know they're born. I come from the roughest of the rough.
Wow.
I don't come from Wales.
Have you heard of a place called Hackney?
Lovely house, and we live in Oxford. They don't know they're born. I come from the roughest of the rough.
Wow.
I don't come from Wales.
Have you heard of a place called Hackney?
Hackney's nothing to do, but this is
Really?
it's nothing to do with Wales.
Guys out there, if you don't think you're gangster, if you don't think you're bad,
It's nothing.
if you don't think that you know the end, go to where? What's it called?
Glasgow.
Yeah, go to what's
Go
the
to
place?
Blarney.
Go to Blarney. Like it's
They'll
like you lot are
mash you
dead
up.
in the streets in comparison
Mash
to them. That man can't even go to the corner. Issues leaving their lawn. You get what I'm saying?
But do you
To
know-
get off a whole acre off your own land that your father owns in that rough area, and having to go to wherever the horses that he has or whatever it may be. They're not do drive-bys on horses, on their horses. Yeah, I've checked it out. I checked it out. Yeah.
But listen,
People stealing cattle
but listen,
and
on a serious note,
it's bad.
spending time naturally with your children
Yes.
will come the money that needs to be spent to look after them. So you don't. It's not about money. You spend the time naturally with your children, even if you're in, even if you're separated from your partner. You're naturally going to spend money on children.
Yes.
You're naturally going to provide for them.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, but the children want time. You've got to think what the children want. The children want the time.
Yes.
The children need to spend time with their mother and the father. They're not really bothered about.
So what would you say? What would you say? Because I'm a very, expressional man.
So am I.
What would you say about women who are toxic? Mothers who are toxic?
I think that we've all been toxic to somebody.
What is the reasoning? Is it the treatment from this father, or is it the that realization that it takes? And like again, I could leave my children's mum and give me a week, God willing, I could find another partner. It's not the same thing with her. I understand why she, there's some level of resentment where I have the ability to move on, where typically not sex, any woman can have that, but to move on in a relationship where to find someone who's genuine, who just doesn't want to sleep with her, because that's easy. She's acknowledged that. Like, going back to the earlier parts of our conversation, she's acknowledged that to have sex is easy.
Yeah. But
genuinely be with her and grow into a family hub. What do you have to say to a woman who is in that type of situation and scenario, who is toxic because of those reasons? And sometimes I ain't gonna lie.
Okay, I'll be honest with you. Okay, so if you're toxic because of all those reasons, you shouldn't be with that man. Right. You shouldn't be with that woman. Like, toxicity isn't something that you just naturally have. Yeah, some people can be a naturally toxic person, where they have toxic relationships. But if you're not a toxic person, and then suddenly you're in a relationship and it's toxic, like, that's both of you that are being that way. I've been in a toxic relationship, and it was both of us that were toxic. Like, you bounce off each other, you reflect each other, you're face to face every day, you sleep together, you have sex together. Like, you're living together. So you are toxic. You're toxic together. Toxicity, it's not necessarily one person that's toxic.
No, I think what I'm trying to point out, especially when it comes to when you're toxic and you have a child, is the poison issued not only to...
It's hard for me to answer, I don't have children.
Yeah, but that's true.
So I can't...
Can you understand to some degree where I'm coming from? Because in my experience, the poison is poured into the child.
Because the woman is always the one that's the most emotional. We are emotional beings.
Absolutely.
You need to understand your man in the first instance to be able to emotionally deal with each other.
Right.
If you've not emotionally invested in the person that you've had children with, enough to be able to part with them, if it didn't work out, then of course your child is going to be drawn into that toxicity, and that is on you.
Right.
As a woman, as in a man, as the pair of you. Right. Like, you're to blame for that toxicity as much as the woman is. Because it's going into your child, whether or not it's the woman that's doing it. That's been done for, it's both of your fault. She might be the one that's doing it, but it's down to both of you. She's angry at you.
Yeah.
So she's going that way. And the thing is, a lot of people will sit back and they'll allow this to happen. A lot of men will sit back and allow it to happen, and a lot of women will do it. But really, you need to draw it back to yourselves. It's both of your faults. Why it's got toxic, and then you're pouring it into that child.
I think what happens, like with men, it's more or less that the logic kicks in.
Yeah, but does it kick in? When does it kick in? When does it kick in? When does the logic kick in with men? Because this is what I don't understand. The logic never kicks in until the child's already here, and it's 3. And the child's already coming back and saying this and saying that. And then suddenly then there's logic. But there was no logic before that. And then it goes back on the woman, and the woman's considered toxic because the man's treated her like shit.
Yeah, but what has that got to do with the child in itself?
Nothing. But it's always going to... The child's around the mother.
Yeah.
The dad's not there. The mum's unhappy. She's depressed.
Yeah.
She's upset. She loves this man. And the child's there. So also, the child's going to absorb it anyway.
Yeah,
no matter how much a good mother is trying to protect her child from that, and then the mother's not going to see it as toxic. It's the man that's going to tell her
Right.
it's toxic.
Right.
Yeah, because that's what you men love to throw that you're toxic shit. Yeah? It's not about that. Yeah, they like to throw it. The child's well looked after, beautifully presented, well fed, doing good at school, but it will say one thing to the dad's on the phone.
Okay.
So you've said this, she's upset.
Right.
She's emotional. Women are emotional beings. We're very, very, I'm extremely emotional.
Right.
You know, so we're emotional beings.
I will have to say, but that doesn't take away from the point. And I say this to say that. I say that to say this rather. You as a woman,
yeah,
the man, your children's father has left. You picked him. All of
How do you know she picked him?
No. Oh, unless obviously.
How do you know that she picked him?
Unless
he could have picked her.
Okay, no. Again.
He could have picked her.
No, out of the two, men and women, women choose who they want to lay down with. And I'll go again in the black community. I don't know if you guys. I don't know if you guys would agree with me. Men who have children with women, is it not typically that
the women choose it?
No, well, you found a woman, you found her attractive, you've had sex, not really got to know her, and then you get a phone call or the what's it called? Oh, guess what? I'm pregnant. And if you're a real man, you're a trier, innit? You say, oh, really? And you work along with it. Once you've been on the Murray show, you say, I'm gonna work with this woman, not knowing all of her.
But how about if you got a woman that was in that situation, that happened to her, and she rang up the man and she said, by the way, I'm pregnant, but I don't want nothing with you?
Well, fortunately, we live in a first world country where you ain't got that right to separate me from my child.
Yeah, but you're not separating you from. I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
It's your child, but I don't want to be with you.
Well, again, that can happen, but I think for in conversation such as this, we just talk about the majority. Like what generally happens is that I think a woman generally expects the man to step up to the plate. Don't worry, girl, I'm gonna be there for you and our child. Oh, I can't believe it, because first of all, he found her attractive.
Yeah, but step up to the plate in what sense?
In respect to the child
just
and
to the child
herself.
Or to the child?
No, I think to the child and herself. I don't think it is just a man thinking, oh, I'm going to step up to the plate to the woman. Because when he came there was no plate. He just wanted sex. And then it's transformed from the sex to the phone call to, you come into the maternity appointments with me and all of that type of stuff. And then, are you going to be there?
Ultrasound.
Yeah, the ultrasounds. Are you going to be there for the birth and all of that type of stuff? And remember, the premises of this man being in this woman or being with this woman was just for sex.
But what about if the woman don't care about the man and she just has the baby?
No, well, that's up to her, and the man probably wouldn't even mind, because you've already relinquished an element of responsibility to take care of her. Yeah. Because it's not something that he wanted to endeavour in anyway. He didn't want to get into a long-term relationship. He wanted, perhaps at the ages that I'm probably talking about, just wanted an extra woman.
What ages are you talking about?
I would say probably like I would say probably about 25. Okay. Yeah, I'll probably say about 25. That's typically what kind of happens in that type of
age group.
Yeah, you have a child, and again, going back to the earlier parts of the conversation, it's normally about the age of 35 to 40 when a man is in a state. He's ready. Yeah. He's accomplished, and this is maybe you might think differently, but I always say that a man should be between 10 to 12 years older than his woman. Generally, until you reach a certain.
What was the oldest you've been out with then?
The oldest.
Yeah, the oldest.
Out with.
Dated. What been in a relationship with?
Probably about 2 years.
Mine's is older. I've dated men in their 50s.
Right. Okay.
And there were so I've dated 2 men in their 50s. When I was in my mid-early 30s.
Okay.
One of them's still one of my they're both very good friends of mine still now to this day. They're very good friends of mine. And they were
wait. You're their very good friend. Are they your very good friend?
Yeah, they're there for me.
So are you trying to say if you put it on the plate, and this is the thing that women don't get. If you put it on the plate to these 50-year-olds,
they would have me back like that.
They would. So
yeah.
that's so it's not plutonic. This is why I said why women are perceived as holes against why
no,
men
the reason why we finished was their fault. It wasn't mine.
No, what I'm trying to say is that either way.
Don't go down the highway.
Either way.
Don't go down the
No, I'm not trying to say you are. I'm trying to say that if they can, they would. Yes or no?
No, but they won't. This is the thing. If they can, they would. Yeah, but at the same time, they're not.
They're not pushing.
They're not.
No, but they're not pushing. But what I'm trying to say is that you are the person that would give them access. If they could. No, they're not. I accept that. But my whole point.
Cut off.
Yeah, I hear that. I hear that. So that's why I said that women sleep with men they want. Men sleep with women they can. You understand? Hence why it's what they call it sexual broken preferences.
Yeah, but you've got to understand that you're an educated man and you're a 41 beautiful, glowing black man.
Yeah.
And educated.
You know, I like the way you squint your eyes when you said that. Can we do that again for the camera? Because she squinted her eyes. There was almost a lick of the lips. The wave of the hair. Can you say that again for the audience? Because some people don't get it. Chocolate dude.
No,
Yeah, call me chocolate dude.
No, but you are.
Oh.
There's not. You think they're trying to get rid of
No. This is what I'm trying to say. That this is why I said why women are perceived as holes against why.
No, the reason why we finished was their fault. It wasn't mine.
No. What I'm trying to say is that either way.
Don't go down the highway.
Either way.
Don't go down the
No,
highway.
I'm not trying to say you are. I'm trying to say that if they can, they would. Yes or no?
No, but they won't. This is the thing. If they can, they would. Yeah, but at the same time, they're not.
They're not pushing.
They're not.
No, but they're not pushing. But what I'm trying to say is that you are the person that would give them access. If they
but
could.
They're not going to get access.
No, they're not. I accept that. But my whole
They're
point.
being cut off.
Yeah, I hear that.
I
hear that. So that's why I said that women sleep with men they want. Men sleep with women they can. You understand? Hence why it's what they call it sexual broken preferences.
Yeah, but you've got to understand that you are an educated man and you're a 41 beautiful, glowing black man.
Yeah.
And educated.
You know, I like the way you squint your eyes when you say that. Can we do that again for the camera? Because she squinted her eyes. There was almost a lick of the lips. The wave of the hair. Can you say that again for the audience? Because some people don't get it. Chocolate dude.
No,
Yeah, call me chocolate dude. Go on.
No, but you are.
Oh.
There's not. You're a small. There's not. You're a minority.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so you're talking for yourself.
Right.
You're not talking for every man.
No, I think I am talking
No,
about.
you're
not every
you're
man,
definitely not.
but the preponderance. I think that.
The preponderance?
Yeah, I think that a lot of men that are listening to what I'm having to say now can relate to what I'm talking about. You know, I've come from a disheveled background.
Disheveled.
Yeah, as in not as beautiful as what was that place you came from?
Balana.
Cattle being
Rangers and South.
Yeah.
You can't wear the strict skirt or you'll get murdered.
Yeah, one of those. They got I don't know what would their equivalent be. Crips and Bloods. What would the equivalent be in Scotland in Balana? Balana. Yeah, I don't know. An environment where perhaps not everything is as you wouldn't want it, and the type of people that are in that scenario or environment don't take everything into consideration.
No.
So with women, this is what I'm trying to point out is that the reason why the label or the narrative is that if you do sleep with a number of men, and I don't know how many is too much. I can't give you the number of how many is too much. But if you do sleep with a number of men, you are considered a slut. I'm not saying it's right or wrong.
Do you know what you're also doing? This is like I've got really into energy, and I'm a bit of a hippie.
Okay, nothing.
You know, but you're trans. You know, but you're when you're with someone and when you're with someone sexually,
Yeah.
you're giving your energy to that person, but you're also taking that person's energy into you.
Yes.
You know, so it's. I think that people.
Sometimes I leave energy all over the chest and face. But
you need
let's continue.
thinking about you need to think about who you're sharing your energy with,
Yeah.
and I think that should be taught more. So when we're doing sex education at schools and they're putting up the big things on the screens about all these diseases.
Yeah, but sex education is different now. It's about boys and boys.
Yeah, but there's so why not put energy in there? Because energy is a massive thing and it's a massive force and it's very real. And people don't take it seriously, and I do. And I really read my own energy, you know, and it's something that you feel instantly. Yeah, wherever it can be in your gut, it can be in your chest, it can be in your head, it can be anywhere. You know, but your energy is like a massive thing, and like you're sharing your energy like with someone. So and that's a cross of energy, and so if we say.
Where do you find the energy is most effective? In the gut? No, you see what I'm trying to say? She's always pointing it back sexually. I mean, no. Where do you feel that?
You can feel it anywhere. You can feel it off. Like if you can be in a friendship, you know, you can meet up with a friend for a drink, and then you can just feel it. You can feel like an off shift in your energy. You know, like it's going back to like toxicity, I suppose, like we were talking about earlier. You know, that's an energy. The toxicity that you're talking about is an energy that you're experiencing that's been given a name called toxic. Okay, so all of these different things that we're experiencing, it's all to do with energy, it's all to do with forces. Yeah, and I believe in that massively. Education at schools, and they're putting up the big things on the screens about all these diseases.
Yeah, but sex education is different now. It's about boys and boys.
Yeah, there's so why not put energy in there? Because energy is a massive thing, and it's a massive force, and it's very real. And people don't take it seriously, and I do. And I really read my own energy, you know, and it's something that you feel instantly. Yeah, wherever it can be in your gut, it can be in your chest, it can be in your head, it can be anywhere. You know, but your energy is like a massive thing, and like you're sharing your energy like with someone. So and that's a cross of energy. And so if we say,
where do you find the energy is most effective? In the gut? No, I'm not. You see what I'm trying to say? She's always pointing it back sexually. I mean, no. Where do you feel that?
You can feel it anywhere. You can feel it off. Like if you can be in a friendship, you know, and you can meet up with a friend for a drink, and then you can just feel it. You can feel like an off shift in your energy. You know, like it's going back to like toxicity, I suppose, like we were talking about earlier. You know, that's an energy. The toxicity that you're talking about is an energy that you're experiencing that's been given a name called toxic. Okay, so all of these different things that we're experiencing, it's all to do with energy, it's all to do with forces. Yeah, and I believe in that massively. But when it comes down to sex and sex education, I think that they should start teaching our children about energies and stuff like that, because it is something that is very, very real. And it is something that I think should be educated more, and it is something that I think should be taught more.
Well, you cannot.
But there's not a lot of people that can teach it.
That's right. You have to understand it first. You have to understand it first before you can teach it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I think that if something like that was actually taught, and obviously, you know, educated more, and also, what's the word I'm looking for?
Absorb.
Not absorbed.
Explain it, and I'll be your.
I'm trying to explain.
Okay. explain the.
It's something that they need to look into. To be
more insight.
Yeah, more insight into it, to be able to teach it. Because I strongly believe that if you have more insight into energy and how powerful it is, that it might, it will have an effect on how you live your everyday life.
Right, absolutely. And you know, on that note, I think that we would have to agree on that. You know, and it's been a marvelous conversation.
It has been a marvelous
because
conversation with your bang. Like, how have you got more jewellery on than me? And you've got a necklace on there. So I couldn't see that one.
Yes, the white one's calling. Yes, yeah, keep stroking. Anyway, we
Can I have one? Are these for sale?
they're not. Do you know my dad got me this? I'll check in with him and tell him that yeah, you need one. Indeed. Two. So on that note, it's been fabulous talking with you.
And you.
Hazel and Haley. Yes.
My split personality.
Yeah, your split personality. Yes. Yeah. One with energy and one perhaps with feelings of emotions.
I'm an emotional being.
No, and accept it. It's Derek. Oh, the way she says that. The way she says that. Oh, I can hear it all day. I need to perhaps play this back repeatedly. just that snippet of it. But no, again, it has been wonderful talking to you. You have endeavoured in business for yourself. You talked about relationship and to facilitate all of this, Ragz2Riches has made this happen.
Made this happen. Thank you, guys.
Big up Ragz2Riches. Subscribe, like, share, do all of the things to make this platform pop off. Go on our platforms because we share alike as well. We're not selfish to any degree. And if you want to have a conversation on this platform, hit us up. We will talk about whatever subjects that you want to engage in. We're free to do so. So, peace, guys. Take care. Look after yourself. To make this platform pop off. Go on our platforms because we share alike as well. We're not selfish to any degree. And if you want to have a conversation on this platform, hit us up. We will talk about whatever subjects that you want to engage in. We're free to do so. So, peace, guys. Take care. Look after yourself.
Glow by Hazel, Oxford, thank you for inviting us to your beautiful
Indeed, Boss by Nature from New Barnet and Hatfield. Keep it rolling. Thank you for making us number one.